In honor of Pride Month, I'm going to have twice as much gay dumb fun times as I normally do. But since I'm ace, that is very easy. 0 doubled is still 0. You kept your promise though. Like if the normal amount is 0, you still kept your promise. And that's a cool move, you know? Because to be fair, having more queer moments during Pride Month is possible without doing it in that. You know, hello BabyQueers and welcome back to my channel. Since people like forgetting that asexuals and aromatics are part of the LGBTQIA, we're gonna have to do some memes about the Aroace and the aces. Because A, why not? And second of all, people legit want to pull the Alify ally move, and it's ridiculous, and it's been ridiculous for years, because as much as we appreciate our allies, it doesn't mean they need to be included in the acronym. You know? Anyways, that's what we're doing today. But you know the deal, before you gotta get hydrated. So grab some water, or some tea, or whatever else you like to drink, and then we'll check out some more memes. Are you hydrated? Good. Let's go. Me explaining to my parents why I'm not having kids. This curse ends with me. Literally, child-free people in general as well, even if they're not like asexual, but being like, no, I'm asexual, I'm so grossed out by sex, I don't want anything to do with it, so I don't want kids. Or maybe you're child-free, or realized you were child-free before you figured out you're asexual, but yeah, sometimes you don't gotta pass down the curses. It's fine. You know, you can decide to put a stop to it, and a lot of people would agree that putting an end to curses would be a good idea, right? Your parents aren't gonna agree in this case. They're not gonna agree that there is a family curse. Which in most cases is just like trauma passed down through the generations, which is still not great, you know? So anyways, you're very free to make that choice. Well, I hope you're free to make that choice, you know, and I hope people stop pestering you about making that choice to not further the bloodline, you know? I want this, however, I'm not out of the closet. So for now, it's gonna have to stay as inspo pictures in a secret folder on your phone. Or like a secret Pinterest board, or whatever. Do people still use Pinterest? Because I still use Pinterest, but I kind of have a feeling a lot of people don't. Either way, you're very free to keep that as inspiration for later, because as much as people like saying flags aren't meant for decoration, technically no. Do I have it up just to decorate? No. Do I have it up because these walls are white, but it's a rental and I'm not gonna paint these walls white again when I move out, so something else that's not completely white and sterile, you know? Like, sure, it's not like the most tasteful decor, you know, kind of having like rainbow inspired or like your flag color inspired decoration might be more aesthetically pleasing, but at the same time, I really can't come for you just slapping your flags on the wall, because why wouldn't you? You know? Just why not? When she tells you her parents are not home, so you find and drive them home to ease her worries. Professional virgin. And professional carer, because you care so much that you were like, oh, you missed your parents, you're home alone, you may be a little bit scared because you're home alone, let me help you with that. I'm gonna bring you home your parents. I hope she has a good relationship with her parents, because otherwise you might be in trouble, you know? But either way, this is a fair move. This is a fair move. You don't have to pick her up on what she maybe meant, because maybe she was legit hinting at something. But if that's not your vibe, if that's not what you're into, if it makes you super uncomfortable, if you just don't care at all, then just returning her parents seems like the better option, actually. My dad saw me smiling at my phone and assumed it was because I was texting with my partner, and exclaimed, "Oh, to be young and in love." Yeah, I was looking at this picture of Scrappy Doo dressed up as a lobster. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think with a lot of kids or a lot of teenagers, it's probably gonna be a fair assumption to be like, oh, they're smiling at their phone a lot. They might be in love, but chances are, even with teenagers or something that aren't aromantic or asexual, they might just be texting their friends or looking at memes they find funny or like looking up something about their hobby or whatever. Like, someone smiling at their phone really isn't inherently a sign that they're in love. Aromatic child, I know, that's just, it's ridiculous. Like, yeah, if you have a partner and they text you and you love them, of course you're gonna be smiling at your phone. But that's literally, use your imagination. That's like not the only reason to be happy or smiling at your phone. Come on, Dad. Imagine being stuck in a room surrounded by everyone you've ever had sex with. Thank you all for coming. I hope there's a buffet because then I have all the delicious food to myself. Listen, I have a question. In this scenario, do the people in the room that you slept with, do they know that's what like combines them? Like, do they know that's why they're there? Because I feel like that factor would drastically influence how a lot of people answer this question. Because yeah, if you're asexual and you've literally never been interested in sex or you've literally always been repulsed by it, it's gonna end up looking like this. Which, fair, you know, if you're asexual and you kind of enjoy having sex sometimes, or you really enjoy it because it's just like a fun activity for you, go off. Because in that case, the factor of do they know why they're there is probably still gonna matter. Sometimes I wonder how I taste. Lol. Yeah, I can help with that. Oh, wait, he wants to kiss me? Listen, I think we can all agree that biting someone to show affection is real. Does the affection need to be inherently romantic or sexual? No. But it is a very common way we show affection to our partners. So, you know, there might still be kissing. But, again, you use your imagination. I mean, also, you weren't really specific. You could have specified how you taste, because that could literally mean a lot of different things. So if we're going to use our creativity, we're going to come up with a lot of different answers than kissing, you know? So, and to be fair, even if he would try it, like he would kiss you and try to describe what you taste like, you would still not know. You would literally still not know. Just know. Grow up believing everyone falls in love and gets married and has kids. Realize you're Aroace. Become existentially terrified because you don't fit the conventional narrative of adulthood. Wait, become existentially terrified because you don't fit the conventional narrative of adulthood? Realize it'll be okay because you'll get to write your own narrative. Because, yeah, once again, that kind of goes for a lot of things. People generally will end up having expectations about you. Your parents will have expectations, like your teachers will have expectations, maybe even your friends, society as a whole, everyone. Just expectations all the time. I'm not saying it's easy, but generally to just ignore all the shit everyone says and figure out what you actually feel to be right for yourself is a good idea. Like if you then figure out, oh wait, no, I actually really want a family. Like I want to find a spouse and get married and have kids. That's literally what I want. Okay, cool. But kind of just doing it because you feel like you have to is a bad call. You know? Because expectations can suck the fun out of pretty much everything. Like, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. But being told I have to enjoy something just makes the thing unenjoyable. You know? And then again, can we please stop pestering people to get married and have kids and think it's sad or lonely if they don't want those things? Can we please stop pretending that these people are lying and that they're just saying they're okay with it and they're saying it was a choice not to, like, find a partner or something? Can we please stop pretending they're lying? Like, yes, some people will legitimately be unhappy single and say that to make themselves feel better. But A, they already know it's a lie, so you pointing out and be like, you're full of shit, you're just making this up. isn't helpful. And then again, stop going around assuming that's the case for everyone, because again, with these many people on the planet, or even in your country or your city, how do you expect the same thing to be desirable and like practical or whatever for everyone? How do you expect that to work? Okay, reblog if you think people under 18 plus can identify as asexual, aromatic, ace, aro, grey, or anywhere on the ace spectrum. Yeah, I did the thing I was told to. My parents told me to focus on school and not care about boys or girls. I did what I was told to, and now you're coming for it? But literally, kids oftentimes know. Teenagers oftentimes know. Like, yeah, sure, sometimes we don't because we're being told one thing and then we're just like, this doesn't feel right, but I guess, you know, because compat. But listen, of course you can know what your sexual orientation is or who you're attracted to. Like, sure, with kids, it's not actually like sexual attraction. They just kind of know that drawn to certain people. They don't know why. And it's not actually like sexual because they're freaking kids. But y'all are aware how hormonal and horny teenagers are, right? And if that sounds like a lie to you because like, wow, people are actually horny. Like, people actually spend so much time of the day thinking about sex and like stressing over if this boy they're into likes them back. If that sounds fake to you, I might have some news for you, and then you might know your Aroace before you're 18, actually. Hey, are you going to sleep? Yes, so shut up, please. You forgot to buy garlic bread. I hope you still have time to buy it tomorrow. I really hope you still have time, because this is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I'm telling you. Like, there are a lot of bullshit reasons to keep yourself up at night, but this is important. You gotta go, put a freaking post-it note on your door to go buy garlic bread, so you see it when you have to walk out of the door in the morning. Or put it as a note in your phone, wherever you'll remember, this is important, don't forget to buy garlic bread. Come on. What does my taste in cartoon women say about, oh, would you just shut up already? This is kind of what it feels like to be Aroace in any kind of social situation, really. Because I feel like maybe, I mean, yeah, obviously a lot of, like, every Aroace person is, like, different. But I feel like generally we will sooner or later get really annoyed or frustrated with how much people are obsessed with this topic and how much time they spend talking about it. And even if they're not talking about it, it's just obvious they're thinking about it. And we will sooner or later become very annoyed with it. And it feels very strange, and sometimes you do want to snap at people and be like, listen, can we just talk about something actually interesting? But the thing is, to them it is interesting. So you gotta find other people who are, even if they're not Aroace, are willing to talk about your favorite lizards together. Or something. Or dragons. Why didn't I say dragons? Dragons are the classic ace thing. I messed that up, I'll admit that, but lizards are close to dragons, right? Okay. Looking at a great movie. Wow, this thing is great, keep cooking more. But also constructive criticism, keep this out the next time. Yeah, those scenes are... Sometimes this makes it hard to watch movies. It really does, because you're watching a movie and the description says, oh, it's about whatever. They're exploring this remote island because they were in a plane crash. But there has to be a love story, and there has to be this unnecessary scene. And it just makes it hard because you're already expecting it to happen. So you're like pre-annoyed. And then it happens, and then you're more annoyed, and then you're like, I think I enjoyed this movie. I'm not sure I enjoyed this movie. Because now I'm just angry. Again, maybe that's just me. Maybe some people just kind of roll their eyes at it and be done with it, but I get pretty annoyed. And then one of my friends was kind of disappointed I didn't enjoy Maxton Hall, which is a series, not a movie, but anyways. because I was just so angry at it that I couldn't bring myself to enjoy it, so she was kind of disappointed, but oh well. No. What do we think? Like, I still think having the normal flags is okay, but it's a little boring, so spicing it up or heating it up like this, preferable, wouldn't you say? I haven't included art in forever, basically. So there you go. Someone drew like an Aroace jellyfish as a profile picture, and it's really cute. And honestly, it's very like, I mean, people already probably don't necessarily know the arrow and the ace flag, but especially like the combined flag, I don't think too many people know. So even if you're not out or if you're not ready to come out, you could have something like this as a profile picture and people would just think, oh, that's cool. That's cute. Did you drew that? That's so nice, you know? And just like admire like the art or the fact that you drew something. So brilliant. We love it. And jellyfish usually aren't cute, but this somehow seems cute. I don't know why. Someone else drew an Aroace coat of arms, which also seems fair. Why is there like the thing that looks like the Welsh flag? I get the garlic, but why this? Am I confusing the flags? Hang on, I have to look up the Welsh flag now. Oh yeah, no, it does not look like the Welsh flag, in fact, because the Welsh flag actually looks a lot more like a dragon. So let me correct my question. Why does it not look more like the Welsh flag? I mean, the format's kind of off, right? Because this is horizontal and yours is vertical. But anyways, more dragon is, I guess, the only criticism I have, really. Then we have another picture. I can't say more dragon to this because this is literally a really cute dragon. It's really cute. And also, again, I'm not sure this counts as like spicing up a flag, but it kind of does. It kind of does. It's not just the flag. I mean, to be fair, you kind of combine two flags, but also it's a dragon and it's cute art. So I'm very here for this. Now, to be fair, I did just say not a lot of people know about the Aroace like combined flag, which again, I just think is insanely pretty. Didn't know there was a lot of merch. Is it merch? Pride merch? It is Pride merch, isn't it? Pride merch about it. But apparently there is. I love men, women, both. No, axolotls. Axolotls seems random, but to be fair, these drawings of axolotls are super cute. And to be fair, axolotls in general are just kind of cute. They look like they'd be slimy, but they look really cute. These boxers, kind of, I would probably not want to wear this. You know, but listen, if you want to, feel free, you can probably find these somewhere. These leggings, maybe? I don't wear leggings too often. In fact, it's been like 1.5 years since I've had leggings on, but why not? And this hoodie is legitimately just pretty. This hoodie I would probably definitely wear. Because hoodies are cozy. I'm constantly too warm, which is why you'll probably see me in a t-shirt more often, but it looks pretty. I really just like these flag colors of the combined flag. Love is in the air. Nope. I'm not trying to catch that. I'm not trying to smell that. No. Is this the same thing straight people do when they're being homophobic and be like, oh god, I can't breathe near queer people? Like, I'll catch the gay. Like, I have some news for you. If being around queer people makes you queer, you are already queer before you breathed in the queer people air. Like, it's not the queer people's fault that you're already queer and have a problem with that. But to be fair, again, it is understandable that as an aromantic person, you'll get understandably annoyed at people being so obsessed with love and finding love and having a partner that you want to do this. I totally get it. Lesbians are disgusting. I can't imagine myself dating a woman. Me neither. You're all disgusting. To be fair, I'm not a big fan of calling other people disgusting. Like, if you're attracted to a certain gender, be attracted to that gender. Who cares? You know? Being like, oh no. Oh, I can't imagine me being like that. I can't imagine me being attracted to women. I can't imagine me being attracted to anyone. Fair. Not the biggest fan of calling other people disgusting for being attracted to certain people. No. No, we're not doing that on this channel. So, do you like flowers or eggplants? I like this. Again, the flag colors are just pretty, and this seems aggressively American somehow, this picture, but still probably a preferable answer for you, you know, I guess. I just found out that adult fun times isn't a meme, you guys. There are people out there doing it in real life. To be fair, it is very easy for me to forget about. Like, I'm aware it's a thing people do. I'm aware that that's why there are so many people walking around, because some people in the 90s or 80s or whenever decided to have fun together, which just resulted in children. Like, we know that. We're aware of that. Well, we know that. We're not always aware of that, because we kind of... Listen, if you're sexually attracted to people and you kind of go around thinking about that a fair amount of time, then you're not gonna, like, really go around forgetting it. Right? You're not gonna just forget that that's a thing people do and then be caught off guard by it. But if it's just not really what you think about day to day because you're just not sexually attracted to people, so you like rarely have a reason to think about it or be aware of it being a thing, then it's very easy to forget, actually. Yeah. And sometimes, if you manage to go long enough without being reminded, it's especially shocking. Yeah. More art, because why not? Literally, imagine this as a painting. Like hanging over your sofa in the living room or something, or next to your sofa. Yes. Just yes. Literally, I don't have a combined flag, which is really sad. I have an arrow flag and I have an ace flag. I know I never change my flags out, I'm sorry. I always remember in the middle of videos, so I'm not gonna get up and change it now, because the other one is way more wrinkly than this one because it's been in a drawer for over a year now. But this one's almost like unwrinkled again. Could I iron it out? Yes, but I'm too lazy, okay? So anyways, I do not have a combined flag, but I really want one just because it's pretty. How to celebrate Pride from within the closet. And once again, people will just not catch on. Like, you could probably do this with any Pride colors. Like, if you do like a classic rainbow, people might look at them and be like, oh yeah, that's a rainbow. Are you gay? Like, are you a little fruity? Are you? Because, fair. That's what people are kind of aware of. And, you know, sometimes it's nice that people aren't aware of it, really. Like, if you kind of want to fly under the radar, it's kind of great if people aren't aware of it. But at the same time, you just know that it's just so frustrating to deal with people sometimes, because they don't know that it's a thing. And then when you try to tell them it's a thing, they become very defensive and be like, oh no, are you sure? Like, did you get your hormones checked? Like I wasn't sexually interested in people when I was depressed. Like, are you sure you're not just depressed? And things like that. And be like, oh no, but that must be so sad. Not realizing that people are different and people can find enjoyment and find fulfillment in different things or different kind of relationships, because just because you're Aroace doesn't mean you're like made of stone and don't have a heart and don't have feelings and don't love your friends or your pets, or like, you know, people can have fulfilling relationships without romance or sex. If you can't, might I suggest you actually think about if you're capable at relationships, actually. Like, I'm not coming for wanting a romantic or a sexual relationship, because if that's what you enjoy doing, you should. But again, kind of just doing it because you're obligated to seems strange. Like, I get that it's just easier to go with what people tell you to, but that doesn't mean you should. You know? Anyways, I feel like I ranted enough for today. Probably. Could I go longer? Probably, but I feel like we won't get to bed on time, so you know, we're just gonna leave it here. So I hope you enjoyed these memes. I hope you enjoyed the art. And I hope you're hydrated. If not, maybe go drink something now. I will definitely have to have some water now because I drank way too little water today. So I'm actually not just reminding you, I'm having to remind myself. It's okay. Anyways, I'll see you guys in a few days with my next video.